Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to an absolutely beautiful day here in Surfside, California, located right next to Seal Beach. If you've never been out in this neck of the woods, it's a gorgeous morning. There's no wind. You can see that ocean behind me. It's before sunrise, and I'm telling you, there is some of the best fishing we've seen so far this year going on right now here in Southern California and Northern Baja. We've got that. We've got some excellent fishing up north. We've got some good surf fishing going on. It's lobster season. Hey, there is so much going on, including 13,000 of you joining us for the morning briefing just the other morning. All I can say to that is thank you so much. You know what time it is? It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is truly great to be back with you again. It's a gorgeous morning, and there is so much good fishing to get into. Let's just jump right into it. Before we do, hit that like button. So many of you are doing it, and I deeply, deeply appreciate it. It really helps us a lot when you take just a moment out of your day and hit that like button. I would deeply appreciate that. Don't forget, October the 23rd, we'll be at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California, from 8 in the morning until 12 noon. And there's going to be a lot of special guests that you'll be able to shake hands and get a photo with, but none more important to me than Desiree Rodriguez. Many of you have seen that dramatic podcast we did with Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser and Desiree, the little girl who was rescued at sea 36 years ago. Desiree let me know she is going to be there. She wouldn't miss it. And, you know, I don't know if it was divine providence or what it was that led Desiree into my life, but it certainly was the catalyst to pushing Friedman Adventures to a new level really, really early. Not to mention the fact that her story is so compelling and an example for each and every one of us on how to overcome huge obstacles in your life and move ahead and do great things with your life. So Desiree will be there. You'll be able to get a photo, talk to her. It's going to be great, and there's going to be so many other great guests there. All right, and one more thing. Oktoberfish is tomorrow. My friend Bobby Lee now, Steve Bermudez, a whole bunch of people have been sending me messages and saying, Phil, don't forget to mention this Saturday, there's a great tackle meet. So I'm not only talking about it, I'm going to try to attend before I go out to Bass Pro Shops. I'll tell you about that event in just one moment. But it's a great, awesome tackle meet. It's going on from 7 a.m. till 1 p.m. It's going to be at the Lighthouse Community Church, and that is in Costa Mesa, California. It's located at 301 Magnolia Street. New tackle, old tackle, used tackle, raffles all day long. It's going to be an outstanding day, and so much of the funds that they raise are going to go to help take more and more kids fishing with the help of Olive Crest Fishing. So a great day on Saturday. I'm going to bounce in there if I can. I've got a real tight schedule because at 1 o'clock in the afternoon out there at Bass Pro Shops, my son Philip is giving a surf fishing seminar. So I want to go out there and support him in that. It'll be right there at the big bass tank. So go support him doing that, as well as be there in case anybody's looking for a guide for surf fishing, as I'm going to be starting that in about a month or so. So looking forward to seeing you at the tackle meet as well as Bass Pro Shops. That should be really a lot of fun. All right, let's get into it. Pop you down there to Ensenada, where fishing is outstanding. Black fin sport fishing out of Punta Baja California, Ensenada basically. But out there in that picturesque, beautiful area. And Victor sent me these photos. He said, Phil, it's freaking wide open right now, just out past Todos Santos, maybe a 20-mile run for blackfin, and they're all over the Dorado and tuna and so much more. They've had gorgeous flat calm seas. I don't know how it can get any better than it is down there out of Ensenada right now. And I've got to tell you, that is always a window. It's a preview of things to come if that flow continues upward, and there's no reason to suspect that that's not going to continue. It's really looking good. We're headed in the right direction, and this October has been phenomenal. And as you will hear in today's morning briefing, it's not slowing down. It perhaps is getting better. And I said about a week ago, I didn't know if we'd go back to these big scores of Dorado locally in the LA Orange County area. Once again, my prophetic abilities, acumen, is not very good because they're thumping them out here. Some of the boys are all over it. We'll get into that in a moment also. 40 pound seems to be really, really a great way to go. Hook sizes from number 2 to 2.0. Mostly you're going to be leaning on that 2.0 size hook. Fluorocarbon, of course, we love www.optionusa.com. Greg Brown will send you a love note as well as send you a free gift when you order Option online. So really some great stuff going on, and you want to fish that heavier line. You want to have a rod with 25 pound also, but the 40 is really necessary because a lot of that tuna running around the Ensenada area, the northern Baja area up here in the LA Orange County area, is that I want to say 30 to 60 pound grade, and then you'll find fish up to 150 pounds. You'll find fish up to 200 plus pounds, especially when you're fishing at night on that big grade stuff. So really some outstanding stuff going on down there in Ensenada. So that 40 pound rod is absolutely essential. You're going to want to have that for sure. All right, let's talk San Diego. And I don't go through all the scores, but let me tell you, these multi-day trips, I'm going to say let's just call it day and a half to 3.5 day trips. Several of those guys had 200 plus yellowfin tuna, copious amounts of Dorado, good shots of bluefin tuna. We're not going to go through them all, but it's getting insanely good. It's been good, but it just seems to be going up a notch right now. And man, I'll tell you, this is going to be an October to remember for the San Diego based boats and LA Orange County based boats. Mission Bell, limits of Dorado yesterday. Good job, Sean Hardigan. He's a great captain, does a great job. Scott Buchert out there helping out and doing such a fine job. Mahi-mahi, Bill Wilkerson. Does it get any better than fishing with Captain Bill? Always a lot of fun. Bill not only had easy limits on the Dorado, but he said, hey, we got these Dorado and we're done early. You guys want some really good eating rockfish? So Bill took him rock fishing and caught everybody some rockfish. Great stuff there. Ranger 85, 3.5 day trip, 265 on the yellowfin tuna, 174 on the Dorado, 60 bluefin. That is as good as it gets anywhere on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. That is really good fishing. Do not take it for granted. Oceanside 95, limits of Dorado, 188 on the yellowfin tuna, 15 bluefin. The Grande, leaving in the morning, coming back in the evening, 32 guys, 33 Dorado, 54 bluefin tuna. A lot of that fish is on the iron, and man, I'll tell you, that Daiwa Sakana has been working really, really good. Their SK jigs, take a look at Tony G, my buddy, fishing at night with a 300 gram SK jig by Daiwa. They're working really, really well. Also keep that in mind. Thunderbird on a one-day trip here out of Davies Locker. What a day. 40 bluefin tuna, most of it 30 to 80 pounds, 10 yellowfin, and the YFT are gorgeous, 40 to 60 pound grade. It doesn't get any better. Now you see Jeff Markland graces the cover of the morning briefing today, the captain of the Thunderbird, and that big smile, you can't even wipe it off his face. He's so happy to see that big grade YFT here. All right, and Dorado fishing, we thought it was over, but guys were telling me, no, Phil, we're still seeing it. It's just got lockjaw. Some fun. Out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, another fantastic day with a $1.23 on the Dorado. And they also had a bluefin to go along with it, had their shot at the bluefin tuna. So vary your tackle. Have the light stuff if you hit a kelp that's not biting that well, 20 pound with a 2 size hook. Have the heavy stuff, the 40 pound with a 2.0 size hook in case you run into it. If you're going to throw the iron, throw it on the 60 pound. It makes all the difference in the world. They're going to bite that. You might as well have heavy line. 60 pound is the way to go when you're chucking the iron. So many other boats. The Enterprise out of Pierpoint had some Dorado. The Fury 1.5 day trip also out of Dana, 22 bluefin. They had one that went 210 pounds, 8 yellowfin tuna. The San Diego back to Seaforth Sport Fishing. Incidentally, this footage from Seaforth Sport Fishing everybody bid. I believe it was the Pacifica, not positive on that, but Seaforth in general, all the landings down there are all over the fish, multiple hookups going on deck. It doesn't get much better than that. San Diego with 35 guys, easy limits on the Dorado with 70 and 38 bluefin tuna. Folks, this is some really crazy, outstanding fishing. There's still the nighttime bite between Catalina and San Clemente Island going on for long-range boats and multi-day trips. The Amigo the other day with limits on the bluefin tuna. And when you're fishing that nighttime stuff, nothing less than 100-pound, 200-pound leaders. You can wire your jigs. As Roger Eckhart, our guest on our live show, said the other night, and he knows what he's talking about. If you want to wire them, that's another alternative available to you. Nighttime bite's been good, and there's this big grade YFT running around. Sean Morgan, who runs a yacht, was out there off the east end of Catalina Island, 2 miles off the east end, catching these 40 to 60 pound YFTs. Man, that is some awfully good fishing. So can it get any better? I don't think so. It's great fishing right now. Now, some of the LA Orange County based boats are getting a piece of that Dorado 37 on the Native Sun a few days ago, but most of that seems to be a little bit further south. But don't ride out off these guys. I mean, Pursuit's been very, very good about finding kelps that are loaded. The Native Sun, hang on. I think some of these local guys up here are going to find some kelps, or they'll stray a little bit further south, or maybe that Dorado will push back up a little bit. It's all a question of water temperature. Dorado are going to migrate toward the warmer water where they feel much more comfortable. Man, it is really fantastic fishing that is going on right now, and I don't know how it can get much better. And we look down there to our Ponga friends, Blackfin, Arnie Man, down there out of Ensenada, Costa Baja sport fishing, and they affirm the fact that there's still fish moving up. And, you know, we don't talk a lot about the marlin bite here, but it has been really, really good. Also, there's a lot of marlin zooming around, as you might suspect there would be in this really warm water. All right, so let's talk islands. Todos Santos, I mean, you can stop there. You can catch some yellows and big bonita and calico bass right off the Ensenada area, but, you know, it's just right outside of there, and there's kelps holding copious amounts of Dorado, yellowfin tuna, and so much more. It's hard to stop there right now. I mean, it's a real problem to have, but I guess if you don't find a kelp, you can always get back in there. Coronado Islands, great fishing going on there. I want to call it 40 to 60 yellowtail. Well, let's call it 20 to 60 yellows. Definitely possible. Scott Buchert is there right now, fishing his little heart out on board the Grande. Scott promises some photos and great tackle tips. He'll fill us all in. What has been going on at the Coronado Islands has been kind of a deeper bite, kind of a fall bite, where the yellows are a little bit deeper, so you're fishing them on the yo-yo iron, winding that thing as fast as you can on the 60 pound, or you're dropper looping with the bait down deep, and that's been the best way to go. There hasn't been a lot of surface activity. There's been occasional hits on that also, but mostly that deeper bite going on. San Clemente Island, there's a lot of yellowtail there. At times it can get really, really good. Again, it's that whole thing. Offshore is so good. Many guys are not hitting it right now, but it's in that short water, sometimes as short as 50 feet. So you got to put the brakes on those yellows because they're headed right for those bad neighborhoods, the rocks and the kelp and all of that stuff. So make sure you're fishing 40 pound with a 2-0, even a 5-0 hook if you can get away with it. Good hot bait, and that's been the best way to go. That's been a fly line bait kind of bite. Channel Islands, we're seeing really great fishing up there in terms of rockfish, and we're seeing a few halibut, a few white sea bass. Remember, the Pursuit the other day had 6 white sea bass and 3 yellowtail, or do I have that reversed? I think that was what it was. So at Cat, that's going on, and it won't be long until squid starts moving into the islands, and that whole cycle starts where the predators come to eat the squid. The big ones come to eat the little ones. You know, food chain, simple high school biology. So once again, we are seeing some really great fishing at the islands. Locally, you take a look down there in Ensenada, great calico fishing along the Baja coast. Punta Banda region's been fantastic. Up there around San Diego, big bonita, occasional bites on the big yellowtail for the half-day boats out of San Diego, and some calico bass along the kelp. Good calico fishing Dana area. That's not been too bad. A lot of shorts, same thing up there in Redondo, Marina del Rey. Up there on the Island Spirit, Cody Rogers out of Ventura Sport Fishing is out today, and he's goofing around with whitefish and sheepshead catching all kinds of great table fare for their passengers. Ventura Sport Fishing, 805-676-3474. Great fishing up there if you want to catch some of that bottom fish. And I got to tell you, the Coral Sea, all over the fish out of Santa Barbara. And again, it kind of gets overlooked in a year like this, but there's great fishing going on. I mean, Nick Ramirez went up there, caught his first full limit of fish. He had 20 fish on the Coral Sea, raved about it, said he had such a good time, caught so many great eating fish. Nick, being the type of person he is, donated all of his fish to a family of 3. We salute you, Nick. Great job. I've watched you progress in this business, and you just keep going up, 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 way to go. That is really good news. Hey, I forgot to mention here in the LA Orange County area, boats out of Pedro that are fishing in Long Beach and all those guys locally, catching good amounts of sheep's head, rockfish, whitefish, sometimes some bonita. I'm surprised there's not a few yellows zooming around the horseshoe and areas like that. I wonder if we'll get a later bite on that or what's up with that. And then sculpin and rockfish, probably what the mainstay is, but there's also that other fish zooming around in the surf. Good Corbina fishing. My friend Bobby Lee now had some nice Corbina fishing yesterday. Light line, natural bait. Man, it's like bone fishing. You stalk those things. You see them before you catch them. It just adds to the anticipation. It really, really is great stuff that is going on. So we are seeing some really outstanding fishing, and hopefully it's going to continue to head in the right direction. I love absolutely everything we're seeing as the sun is coming up here in Surfside, California. All right, don't forget that great tackle meet tomorrow. That is going to be the October Fish Tackle Meet. It's located there on 301 Magnolia in Costa Mesa at the Lighthouse Community Church. The Fibbers, that great community of anglers, are highly involved in this, and they're doing such great work in the community. Their love of fishing and blending that into a family kind of environment. Man, I'll tell you, nothing could be better than that. Really great stuff going on, and hopefully we'll see you there. And then Bass Pro, my son Philip, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, will be giving a surf fishing seminar, and he's a great speaker. He's very enthusiastic. I know you're going to love his presentation. You can sit next to me in the crowd as we make faces at him, see if we can get him off his game. No, we won't do that. Great kid, and he'll be doing a great seminar. Bass Pro Shops, Rancho Cucamonga, Saturday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to drop in for a cameo appearance. I've got some other appearances I have to make in the afternoon, but I'm definitely going to drop by. And don't forget, October 23rd, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We've got your coffee. We've got some snacks for you. We've got Desiree Rodriguez. We've got so many other captains. We've got so many people from the industry. Most important, we've got you to thank for pushing us up almost to 1 million views already and 5,000 subscribers. Once again, 13,000 and still growing. The other morning on the morning briefing, 13,000 views. Really, I can't thank you enough. All right, everybody, smash that like button. I'll see you Saturday. There's so many great events. I'll either see you at Bass Pro or I'll see you over at the Tackle Fest. And I wish you some really great fishing this week. And of course, another morning briefing tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for all you do for Friedman Adventures. Deeply appreciate it. Hope to see you really, really soon.